So today I'm going to do a test. There's been a lot of talking about tires lately, and which tires do you need, which one are more consuming, which one are louder, which one are quieter. But there's always something that I've been wondering myself, and that's Continental has the ContiSilent tires, which are supposed to be quieter because they have this rubber or foam padding inside of the tire. It shouldn't make much difference from the outside, but inside the cabin it should make quite a bit of difference. So what we'll do today, I'm currently en route to a good friend of mine, Jonathan Wong from Nicola, Brussels. He said, well, I have a set of 21-inch rims and the Continental tires lying around, so you can use them if you want, which is awesome. So thanks, Jonathan. And yeah, so we're going to test a few road surfaces, different speeds, same conditions. So we'll do the test with my Michelins, measure it using my iPhone with an app to measure the decibels. Then we'll do the same, we'll switch tires, we'll do the same with the Continental tires. Right, so running on the 21-inch turbine rims with the Michelin tires, doing right now, let me set, there we go, 80 kilometers an hour, and let's see what the sound level is. This is regular asphalt, so it should be not a lot. Okay, so I'm getting an average, if I'm not talking, of around 60. Right, 60, 61. Let's go for 100. Now we're on concrete, coming up to 100 kilometers an hour. Averaging around 70. If we go up to 120, it's still around 70 if I'm not talking. So that's on highway speeds. We've got an average 69, 70, something like that. And this is on concrete slabs. So this is where the Continental tires should have the most impact. So we'll see what's what. So now we're on a different section of concrete slabs, and it's quite a bit more noisy. Getting averages of 74, 73, 74. Alright, so here we are at a piece of asphalt doing 50, and we're reading averages around 60 decibels. Which is actually more than I anticipated. I was hoping around 45, 50. But yeah, sometimes it goes down a little bit. This is a real quiet section. So yeah, around 50 for the quiet section. Alright, so I arrived at Nicola, Brussels. So let's go talk to Jonathan and see what he can do to fix me up with some new tires. Oh man, look at this car. This guy had a serious accident apparently. Yeah, this is totally, the rims are totally gone on that car. So it's a shame. It's a beautiful car. Okay, so Jonathan has just provided my car with some new tires, the Continental tires with the foam padding on the inside, which are supposed to be a little bit quieter. So before we got this thing, I also got it on different rims, which is the dark gray rim. So I would say I'll let you guys judge which one looks best. I'm personally a fan of the silver rims. It makes the brake calipers pop up a little bit more, and it's a nice touch. And this is the problem I have with this color of wheels, is that it's just a little bit off. So the gray of the wheels is not exactly the same as the gray of the car. Of course they can fix that, they can spray paint the wheels as well, but to me, for ordering in stock, it's not really what I would like. But yeah, so by the way, something I must not forget to mention is right here behind this car, they have, as the first one in Belgium, they have the power pack. So it's 210 kilowatt hours per pack, or per white closet, let me call it like that. Right, so here's the Tesla logo and everything. So that's 420 kilowatt hours that they have. A whole bunch of solar panels on top of the roof there that they have as well. So yeah, it's not completely going to get them off grid, but let's say for a decent amount of the time, a couple of months, they're going to be completely grid independent with this installation, which is cool. So okay, back to business. So let's take the car and we go test the soundproofing or the sound dampening on the ContiSilent tires. Alright, so we have the new tires. We are currently heading for the same road section. Okay, so here we go. Going 50. About 55. Okay, so that's not bad. That's not bad. Now we're coming up on that really quiet section here. Let's see what it does there. Oh, that was a nut on the windshield. Okay, so this is a quiet section. I have the feeling it's a little bit more quiet, but not that noticeable. Alright, let's do this on our way back. So this is the quiet section. doing 50. So that's around 50 decibels. Can't remember the number. I'll put a comparison in the video, but 50 decibels is not bad. Now let's see if we move to the little louder section. So we're coming up on that section here. So yeah, what do we get here? .58. So right now, first impressions, I still have some testing to do. Like this is a louder section here, so I'm doing that in the other way around, so I have the exact same surface to measure again. But first impression is that it is indeed quieter, especially in the 70 to 90 kph region. They seem to be more effective. Might be just psychological because I'm testing this now, so the numbers on the decibel app will tell the truth, but personal feeling, they're a little bit more quiet. So if that's true and the numbers back it up, that means that it actually helps for the inside of the cabin. Right, we're coming up on the section where I first did my test. So first it's a little bit smooth asphalt, then it's a little bit rougher asphalt. And we're going to compare the numbers there, so it's the same direction, same wind direction. The sun is still out, so there's no problem there. Conditions are as close as we can get to the earlier test. So let's see what happens here. Some guy just got in front of me. Oh my god. Alright. So let's see. First test was at 80, I believe. So let's get up to 80. Stay in the truck lane and see what it does. Right here. So it's 80. Yeah, let me just. Hope you guys can see that. That's like 64, 62. Let's go up to 100. That's a pretty consistent 60 if no cars are passing by. Yeah. Okay, so that's the louder part. .67, 68. It's not bad. I think it was a little bit less than the Michelin's, but we'll have to compare again. We're doing 120 now in the louder section that we had earlier as well. And 70 to 73. So 72 averaging, it says, which, yeah, could be right. So that will mean it's a little bit more quiet. Is it worth it? That's a different question that we need to ask ourselves. I don't know. For me, I would have to do quite some mileage on this and quite some different road types to actually say, okay, this is worth it for me to go for these tires. So now it's time for the conclusion. If we put the numbers side by side, the Michelins versus the Continentals, and we first take the quiet section that we had at 50 kilometers an hour, then we see that actually it doesn't make any difference. They're both around 51 decibels. So comparing them side by side, no difference at 50 kilometers an hour on really smooth asphalt. If we go to smooth asphalt on the highway and we were driving 80 kilometers an hour, there you see that the average is also around 60 for both Michelin and Continental tires. So no real difference there as well, which I think is strange on the one hand, because the foam padding would definitely have to do something, but on the other hand it was smooth asphalt, so there's not that much noise to actually dampen. Next up was the 100 km per hour section on concrete, where it was a lot louder already, and there we see that the Michelins did an average of 68-69 and the Continentals did an average of 67-68. So there's 1 decibel difference there on regular concrete at 100 kilometers an hour. If we then go to 120 kilometers an hour and on the loud concrete section, it was a little bit rougher, so that made more noise. Then again we see that the Michelins are generating 73 decibels on average, and the Continentals, they generate 72 decibels on average. So that basically means that there's like 1 decibel difference, which is not a lot. For most people that's not even audible. So I guess it was mostly in my mind that I had the difference. So yeah, one last factor that I want to compare is what's the price. So I just looked it up on the internet for Belgium, so your prices may differ. So if we do the ContiSilent tires, that's 270 euros per tire, and the Michelin Pilot Supersport is 277 euros per tire. So that's a difference of like 7 or 8 euros per tire. It's not that much of a difference. Would I buy the ContiSilents? I don't know. As I said, I'm happy with the Michelins. I'm not noticing any difference in the foam padding being there. I can imagine there's a little bit more work involved when they need to be repaired, with removing the foam and reattaching the foam. But I was assured that they can be repaired, so that's not a problem. On the other hand, we also have to factor in that the test that I did was with a recent car, and I also noticed I used to have the P85D, now I moved to the P100D almost exactly 2 years after I got the P85D, and I did notice that the soundproofing of the car in general is already a lot better than it was with the P85D. So if you have an older car, like a pre-facelift car for example, then that might give you a different result and the tire may actually do a little bit more. But for my car, I see no noticeable difference, and I think I'm just going to stick with the Michelins. As they say, never change a winning team. So thanks for watching, hope you found this useful, and see you again next time.